Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel where I help you build an impactful online business. In today's video, we are actually doing a free Etsy critique. This is one of the many free critiques I do every single month. So you might be an actual winner today. So make sure that you watch this video all the way to the end to see if you are the lucky winner. Now, if this is your first time visiting my YouTube channel, consider subscribing today. I do upload weekly videos to help you build an impactful Etsy business. And don't forget to grab this free Etsy SEO guide that will help you get started the right way by optimizing your store and listings for SEO. You will find the link right below the video. So let's head over to my computer to see who is today's lucky Etsy critique winner. So today's lucky Etsy shop critique winner is Gina from Her Sunshine Gifts. And I'm trying to create a sense of community, guys. So please make sure that you leave comments below and feedback for Gina throughout the video. And everything that I'm going to be talking about on this actual critique, you could actually apply to your very own store as well. So just keep that in mind that this is applicable for any type of niche and any store that you currently run. So let's go ahead and get started. Congratulations, Gina. So what I normally do is I pick a listing and then I kind of break it down. I talk about the title, the photo, the listing, and then I do like a quick curation of the store and branding, and then we're done with the video. So the listing that I picked today was this one right here. And the first thing I want to talk about is product photography. When you sell online, whether it's Etsy, whether you decide to open a Shopify store, or whether you have your own website, or you have all three, product photography is very important, especially when you sell on an e-commerce platform like Etsy, because when your photo is in the search feed, the photo next to you is your competitor. So your photo has to look better than your competitor's photo, and it has to be enticing enough that you attract two types of people: the people that is your target audience is actually searching for this particular product, and then you also want to entice people that maybe they weren't looking for your product, but they found it, fell in love with it, click, and they buy from you. So you're trying to attract those two types of personas, and it all starts with your photo. Photo is so important. And this is how important photography is. In 2018, Etsy did a survey, and 90% of buyers, they said the reason they purchased from an Etsy seller was strictly because of the photo. It had nothing to do with how many sales they had, shipping, whether they offer free shipping, whether they had tons of great reviews. It was strictly because of the photo. So product presentation and having amazing photos make a huge impact on whether somebody's going to buy from you or not. You could have an amazing product, but if your photo is not cropped in a complimentary way, people can't see the full picture. They're just going to click on someone else's, listing, and they're not going to buy from you. So keep that in mind. A bad photo could prevent you from getting a sale. And I see that once I click on it, it kind of shows the product a little bit more. What I will work on is making sure that you're working on your product photography. I know that for many of us, including myself, we're wearing so many hats, right? We're learning how to do SEO. We're learning how to do product photography. We're learning how to write listing descriptions. And maybe your forte is your actual product, because your product does look beautiful. And that's your skill. And that's where you feel the most comfortable, and everything else is just additional stuff you have to do. And I know it's going to take time to get used to doing product photography and learning. So you have different options. You could use softwares like Canva, where you could remove the background and create a nicer white background, or put it on top of a different color background if you wanted to. Or you could just practice and take more photos. Or you could just pay someone to do your photography for you as well. So these will be the different, options that you have. But you want to make sure that your first photo, which is this is what people see in the search results, you don't want it to be cut off like this. And majority of your photos, or not majority, but some of them are getting cut off. So that's one thing that I will highly suggest, making sure that is cropped in a complimentary way. It showcases the product fully, and it doesn't have like dark shadows, and the background is nice and clear. In addition to that, what I recommend is starting some sort of email list. I don't see that you're collecting emails, and it's really important to do so, only because once you start collecting emails, you're able to do so many things with email marketing. You could email your list and tell them about new products and services that you currently have. It will help you build your brand because you could cross promote and say, hey, by the way, we are on Facebook or we are on Instagram. Please follow us there. Whenever you want to run a sale, you could let them know. In addition to that, you could find new customers through your email list. So you could go to Facebook and say, hey, these are my current customers right now. I want you to find me more customers that have same interests as these people. And that's called something, it's called, creating a lookalike audience on Facebook. And when you do that, you're able to run marketing ads to people that are very similar to people that already purchase from you. So the likelihood of those people buying from you is a lot higher than you running a Facebook ad to cold traffic that never heard of you and might not click on your listing to buy from you. So that's the advantage. This is like the ones that I just mentioned are some of the benefits of having email marketing, but the list goes on and on and on. And if you're interested in starting email marketing, I will leave you a link to the company I work for. It is a referral link, but I only recommend products and services that I use or have used, and they are amazing. And they have, what I love about them is that they have a great hub center, which means that if you ever have questions on how to set up a landing page or how to create an automated message or a thank you, or if you want to create like a lead magnet for an exchange of an email, they give you all the tools and resources for you to apply and create a landing page and everything. So it's easy for you to follow, especially if you're very new to email marketing. And once you have email marketing, you don't need a website to collect emails. You can actually create a landing page with your email provider. And then you get a link that you will give to your customers. And then what I recommend is having a photo where you say, hey, join my email list to stay updated with our latest new products and services. Then you could promote your list as well anywhere that you promote your store, whether it's your email signature, whether it's on social media like your Instagram. You put it on your Pinterest account. You could put it on your Facebook account. You could put it anywhere and everywhere that you promote your products and services. And the more you put it everywhere, the more emails you will start collecting and getting that traction. In the beginning, it's just all about promoting it. That's the only way you're going to get an email is by promoting your email list. And in addition to that, what I recommend is filling this up. Shift your mindset from hobby to real business. The reason why I say that is because you started the store in 2019. You only have 19 products, which is fine. I'm not going to sit here and say you need 1,000 products to be successful. I have seen stores that have less products than me and sold more. So you don't need to have, tons and tons of listings. You could start with 20 and start making money. The issue with your store at the current moment is that you're treating it as a hobby. You don't have an about me story. You don't have a banner. I don't see your social media links if you do use social media. So it looks like there's no shop announcement. It doesn't look like you're very active in it. And maybe you are, right? But at the current moment, it doesn't look that way. So you definitely want to take advantage of all the features that Etsy give you and make sure that you make your store the best it can be. And if you want to stand out in a saturated market and you want to beat out your competitors, especially because you're in the jewelry and this is very competitive, you have to do things differently. You have to stand out from everyone else. And a lot of times standing out is sharing your story, is creating a memorable brand, is creating a banner, is making sure that you're collecting emails, is making sure that your SEO is on point so you could drive organic traffic to your store from the built-in traffic from Etsy, is making sure that you have right social media in place and branding to keep growing your brand. Because if you are only dependent on Etsy traffic only, it doesn't mean that you won't be successful or won't get sales, but over time, because so many other stores are opening, so many jewelry stores are opening, you kind of get lost in the sea of everyone else. So how can you separate yourself from someone else is by building a brand. And building a brand is not easy. It takes a lot of work, and it takes time to build that brand. It won't happen overnight. It won't happen within a month. It takes 6 to 2 years to kind of see some traction of building a brand. And it takes a lot of dedication and a lot of work for you to start getting that following and start driving traffic back to your store on a continuous basis. So you definitely have to take it a little bit more serious. You have beautiful products and you test out. If whatever reason happens that you do all these changes, you fix your store, and for some reason your products are not selling, right? Then the next step is to think about, are my products good enough, or do I need to redo them again, or do I need to pivot and go into a different niche, right? It does happen. It has happened to me. I have had to pivot many, many times in order to find something that worked for me. And there's nothing wrong with it. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with your jewelry. I just want to give you really honest advice that you have to give it all you have. And there's going to be a point that you said, okay, I did do everything that I could have done. And now I have to decide, okay, what am I doing wrong? What can I change about my marketing strategy? Am I really targeting my ideal customer? Do I know who my ideal customer is? Have I spent time creating, my persona, who I really want to target? Have I run ads to those people to see if they actually are clicking, engaging, and buying from me? You got to do all of these tests, from organic to paid, to see if what you have in tail right now will work for you or not. No one else could tell you, because someone could tell you, oh yes, your products are great, and someone could tell you, no, your products are not that great, and then you run with it and you grow a brand, and then out of nowhere you start selling like crazy, right? It is really all about the data and making sure that you are attracting the right people that are interested in the products and services that you sell. So first thing is, fix your photos. Make sure your photos are amazing. Your photos appear next to your competitors, so your photo has to be the best photo ever. In addition to that, fill this out. Put all 10 photos. If this is your money maker, this is like the Etsy store that you really want to take it to the next level, you have to put all your energy behind it. Fill it up, all your photos. Make sure that you add your email list photo. Make sure that you add your branding. How do you package this beautiful jewelry? Do you have a little box that you send out? Make a video of that if you are one of the beta testers that they allow you to do a video. Or put a picture of you packaging the package, or just take a picture of the packaging. But do that, because a lot of times people are buying for other people. If they see that your packaging is beautiful, they might be tempted to go ahead and buy from you because your packaging is great and this is a gift for someone else. So that's what I would suggest starting off with. Fixing your photos, adding more photos, maybe even having someone wearing your actual jewelry as well. That's a great type of photo that I particularly prefer versus just a regular standard photo. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is your title. I think you did a really good job, because Etsy doesn't allow us to do, or not allow us, but doesn't want us to do keyword stuffing anymore. I know me per se, I'm still changing my main store because I have thousands of listings on that store, so it's taking me forever. But you did a really good job, because you're not doing keyword stuffing. For two main reasons, Etsy doesn't want us to do that. They want to be compliant with Google. Google does not like keyword stuffing. And also it confuses the buyer. So if you have a whole bunch of keywords stuffed in, the buyer gets confused. They don't really know what they're reading. It turns them off and they leave. So you're doing a good job, because you're not doing that. It's easy to read. I know exactly what I'm getting. If I read the title, I'm not confused. Now, what I've noticed is that you're not optimizing your title with your meta description. So if this is your meta description here, you want to make sure that your main title, if this is your main keyword, you want to include it in your meta description. And I don't see that right now. So you definitely want to work on that. And your meta description is a snippet that's shown to people when they find you on Google. And that drives the traffic from Google to Etsy. So you have your photo, that's what's shown to people on the Etsy search results. And then you have your meta description, which is what's usually shown to people on Google. And this is what people are seeing right now. So you want to make sure that you're doing SEO best practices, which is having your main title, keyword, the focus keyword that you use in your title, also exact match in your meta description. You want to include a short description of what you're selling with a call to action. So click to learn more, click to shop now, click to buy now, whatever type of call to action, as long as you add one. So I would definitely work on that, because that's one way that it would drive additional traffic to your store. So you're not optimizing your listing for SEO. Another thing that I'm noticing right now while doing your listing is that you have not done anything in your listing. You don't have the details of what the person is buying. You don't have instructions on how to order. Some people, it's their first time on Etsy, so I highly recommend adding that. You don't have refunds, return policy. You don't have, hey, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. You don't have here's some matching jewelry, or you don't have like backlinks to your homepage or other products of your store that are matching or similar. So this is another prime example of why I know you haven't been successful with your store, is because you're not really utilizing it the correct way and you're not adding all the information. So not only do you have to include everything and anything the customer should know about this listing, make sure that's enticing, it has your voice. In addition to that, you have to make sure that you optimize it for SEO. You have to sprinkle in all of your keywords in the listing description so you could rank in the search results. So right now, no one's really finding your listings besides maybe a keyword here or there, but that's because you have not optimized your listing nor your store for SEO the correct way. In addition to that, I noticed that you're only using 7 tags and Etsy allows you to use 13 tags. So you never want to use less. You always want to use all 13. The more tags you use, the higher the probability someone will find your store and hopefully engage with your brand and buy from you. And in addition to that, I want to talk about your tags. A lot of these tags are very, very competitive in all of these here. So these type of tags, if you organically, like when you first uploaded your listing, if you didn't rank for that listing, like you didn't become a bestseller, most likely now you are buried in the search results, which means no one's really finding those keywords. So you could use, I guess, competitive keywords. I always tell people start with keywords that, one, uniquely describes what you sell, that has a monthly search volume of 500 with a competition of 30,000 or less. That way you could actually get found organically. And if you run Etsy ads in the future, your cost per click won't be as high. However, in this situation, this particular keyword here, if you go to Etsy right now and you type it in the search results, let's look at how many people actually. There's 1.1 million listings that are using that particular word. So as you can see, it's a very, very popular keyword, and most likely you are not ranking. Another thing is that, it doesn't necessarily mean that you cannot use high keywords, because if you have an amazing product, if you have amazing photos, and you use a tag like this one, and you rank for that tag, and people are engaging and people are buying, you could become a bestseller and be in the front of tons of traffic, because this tag gets a lot of traffic. It gets about 27,000 monthly searches. However, in the other hand, if you don't have the best photo, you didn't optimize your listing for SEO correctly, when you use the type of tag and no one's engaging and no one's buying, it tells the algorithm like, okay, no one's really interacting with this. Let's go ahead and bury it in the search results. And they prioritize people that are actually getting sales versus the people that are not getting any sales. And this is called the listing quality score. Etsy talks about it on their handbook. If you guys want to learn more about it, it's very beneficial to learn more on it. I have videos about it as well. But the listing quality score is very important, because if your listing ranks higher, then obviously you could become a bestseller or always be on the first or second page of Etsy. However, if your listing doesn't rank high because no one engaged, no one is buying, there's a whole different list of different contributing factors that makes up your listing quality score. However, in this situation, because you never optimized your listings for SEO, you never had a fair chance of even ranking for those keywords. So that's like, the sad thing about it, that you will have to rechange all your tags again. So then you could appear again, hopefully, right, in the neutral score, because now you have new tags, and because now you optimize your listing correctly, hopefully you will rank higher, right? But it is a contributing factor, right? So you have to make sure that your listing description is great. You have to make sure your photos are amazing so people can engage, click, learn more, and hopefully buy. So I will get rid of these because these are actually not doing anything for you at the moment. And this one is a little bit of a very broad keyword. As you can see, there's tons of different products. So when you use keywords that are very broad, you take the risk of showing your products to anyone and everyone, and that hurts your conversion rate as well. So you want to make sure that you're using keywords that uniquely describes what you sell. I recommend using eRank. I do have the pro version if my tools look different than yours. And I would recommend using Keyword Explorer, because you could go in there, do research, and find tags that you could potentially rank for. But I will redo all of your tags. And once you have the new tags, you will go back to your listing and you will take the keyword that has the highest monthly search volume with the least competition as your focus keyword that you will use in your title and meta description. And then the additional keywords, I will add them in your listing description, sprinkle them around. Make sure that you have an in-depth listing description explaining your product, what people will get, how to order, the shipping policy, the return policy, and anything else that they need to know about that particular product. But you definitely have to take time to do those things. And right now it doesn't look like you have yet. So make sure that you start doing that. And once you start doing that, hopefully the sales will start coming in. In addition to that, make sure that you add, like I said earlier, your About Me story. Make sure that you're optimizing your store. So you're putting, you're naming your sections based on keywords so you can rank higher. Making sure that you have a banner so you can separate yourself from everyone else. Making sure that you have your logo. If this is your logo, that's fine. Making sure that your logo is used also outside of Etsy in your social media. That will be your profile picture, in anywhere else that you promote your store. But I think the biggest thing for you right now, before I overwhelm you with more things, is focusing on product photography, focusing on SEO, and focusing on listing description. All of them work collectively together. So the photo is what makes somebody want to click to learn more about your products, right? The SEO is actually how they found you in the first place. And the listing description is usually what closes out the sale. They read the listing, they learn more about the product, they see the shipping fees or when it's going to be shipped, right? How long it's going to take. And once they read that, then they make their decision whether they want to buy or not. But they all work together, because you could have SEO done, but if your photo's not that great, no one's going to click. Or you could have your listing description done, but if you don't have SEO done, no one found you. Or you could have SEO and listing description done, but if your photos are, not that great, then people are not going to click in the first place. So everything works collectively together. I think if you do those major changes first, you should be good. And then after that, start building your brand on Etsy as well as outside of Etsy. Do not depend on the Etsy traffic alone, because you are in a very saturated market, which means you will have to work harder for you to stand out in this market. So it doesn't mean that's not impossible. It just means that you have to work harder. What makes you different from everyone else is sell jewelry, and then from there, take it from there. So I hope that this tutorial will help you out, Gina, and other people out there. Let me know in the comments if you learned anything new today, and let me know in the comments also any feedback or suggestions for Gina. Thank you guys for watching.